Back then when the Buddha is preaching, when he talk, he give a talk, let's say he sit here and he talk. There's one man that he always follow the Buddha everywhere the Buddha go. And he just sit there silently just to look at the Buddha like this, with love, with respect. He loved the Buddha so much that he followed everywhere and silently just sit there and watch and look at the Buddha, just like that, everywhere. And at the end, one day, and he opened his mouth, he asked the Buddha, Venerable Buddha, Gautama Buddha, I have a question. For me to follow you every day like that and looking at you every day, how close am I to you? The Buddha responded, you are 1,000 miles away from me. And for those who practice the Dhamma to liberate all kinds of sufferings, even if they live 1,000 miles away, but they still sitting next to me. But when you just come here and watch me and look at me every day without practicing, because you are suffering right now, and just admire me by just come to watch, to look at me, to see me without practicing, you are 1,000 miles away from me. Even though you are sitting next to me right now with this body. Do we get what the story means? Yes. Same way. If we are here just because of this movement, excited because of so many people coming out for this mission, if we come in for that purpose, then we have to rethink again. Which I don't want us to come out just for that. Because like I mentioned many times, that you are wasting your time. And I don't want you to waste your time because you've been wasting a lot of your time already. We don't need to repeat that over and over when the Venerable monks are walking. We have to do something to benefit ourselves. Like I mentioned, nobody in this world would love you more than yourself. And in order for you to love yourself, you have to find the purpose in life. Your purpose in life that you've been lost. And now that you found the purpose again, when you hear and you see the monks walking, there's a new hope, new purpose for all of us here. And so if we come out for the monks, not just to come out to video and take pictures and post it on social media, or just to come out and look at the monks and then go home, back home, everything back to normal, then please don't come. Like I mentioned, I appreciate it. Of course, I always appreciate it. But I don't want you to waste your time. It's because I know how suffering it is in our life. I am suffering. You are all suffering every day. Just the difference is you know how to manage it or not. We don't have to waste our time like this. If I have to cry to ask you to practice, I would. Because I already mentioned, I've seen so many and so much people suffering around me. That's why I choose to walk on this journey. Just to share what I practice. What peace really means to us. We are not just come out here and listen to the peace talk and then go home and we still the same. We lost our purpose of life. If we keep on chasing the outside world without coming back to ourselves, you waste your life. Well, I mentioned that to have this human form is very difficult. Very difficult to get this form. that is just like a cow, only has 2 horns, and those 2 horns is like the people, human being who's still alive and then after pass away. To reborn again as a human being, just like that rare, just like the 2 horns of the cow. But for a human being and after pass away and reborn in the 4 suffering realms, hell, Peta, Asura, and animal realms, ghost, hungry ghost, those 4 places is much more than the hairs on the cow. On his fur, all those fur on the cow, it's like all of us are here. We live in this life and we suffer, and then when we die, we suffer again, and we keep reborning and then suffering. We don't want to repeat our life like this. We deserve better. We deserve to have peace and happiness in life. We don't have to struggle with our life like this. And if we already listened to the talk many times, in person and online, and yet we still cannot get that task done, by simply get a piece of paper and a pen, I'll write the statement down. Today is going to be my peaceful day. Very simple, and it only take us about maximum 5 minutes. Only 5 minutes and we still can't do this? What do you want to do? We have to ask ourselves, what do we really want to do? If we don't want to do that, can somebody tell me? I really want to hear, because to see if there's something in between that's stopping us from doing this. Some people don't believe. If don't believe, then how come we are coming out here? For most, not all, not most, but there are people that wanted to do some video and post it on social media. Like I mentioned last night, hopefully that video will go viral so we can have more followers on our channels. There are people like that, of course, everywhere around this world. Because nowadays, that is how they make money. Is that right? This is one of the jobs. And we have to be very careful about this job. You know why? Because when we spread something that is right, something that is beautiful, something that is not misleading, then we are in a good shape. But when we spread something that is not nice, misleading, and create more chaos to the people, when people coming up there, going in on our page and then fight and then comments about all those bad things, then we have to be very careful, because you're the only one who have to suffer after that. Bringing hatred, anger, delusion to the people, spreading all those, we will suffer a lot. Believe me, we suffer way than what we know. So if we want to spread love, kindness, compassion, peace, that's great. That's great. But we have to practice. There's one story I would like to share. There's one of the venerable monks. He just read the books. He study books. He study and he memorized a lot of sutta. He memorized a lot of talks. And he always teach people how to do this and how to do that and so on. He teach every day. But he didn't do it. Basically, he just talk. Tell the people, you have to be mindful, you have to practice this, you have to do this, and you have to do that. But himself, he didn't do it. After he passed away, he reborn as one of the golden fish in the ocean. A golden fish. His skin color is gold. All the creatures in the sea love to see him. Love to see him. Because it's very pretty. And it's a giant one. But when he opened his mouth to talk with the other creatures, every creatures run away. You know why? Stinky mouth. Yes. His mouth, when he opened it, very stinky. Smell really bad. It spread out really wide, broad. So that's why no other creatures can stand that smell. They have to run away. It means if we talk a lot, if we teach a lot, we do, but we don't do anything about our teachings, we'll go there. So talk, action have to be parallel. Thank you, Sharon. Have to do this. Okay? So we have to do something. When we share something to the people, we have to practice it. We have to realize it and then we share. Otherwise, we keep on talking. It's not that good. Well, I hope with what I shared for the last 87 days, that is something I practice, hopefully. At the temple, we practice a lot. For all venerable monks, when we stay at one place, we practice mindfulness. And then when we walk, we also practice mindfulness. Because mindfulness is always with each and every step. Right? We are not walking and talk and enjoy our walk. It's not like that. Nothing about the walk to enjoy. But we enjoy our breathing. Each and every breath going in and out. That's our life. Without it, we die. She's too busy talking with her lover right now. She didn't hear me. How many of you bring your lovers with you today? Don't be shy. Please raise all those hands up. Your lover is your cell phone. Thank you for those who put your lover in your pocket. Okay, so when we walk, we mindful with our step. When you drove here this morning, I want to ask, were you mindful?
Yes.
On your driving? She shook her head, nope. How about when you walk from where you park to here? How many of us actually mindful on our step when you walk from the place where you park your car to here? Okay, that's quite a lot. Mindful with our step means we pay attention to our breathing or on our footstep, right? This is something that we can practice every day within our house, or when you do the walk for exercise. Anywhere you go, you can practice that. Or even if you sitting down or you standing right now, we can also mindful. But don't focus on your breathing right now because you have to pay attention to me. This mind can only catch one thing at a time. Either you hear me or you focus here. Only one thing. Okay? So now is my time, right? And my time, so let us all practice this together by being mindful on my talk. But again, I ask you one last time, please take that into action. Don't waste it anymore, please. I beg you. It's because I know the benefits of it. And we all here wanted to have world peace, isn't it?
Yes.
I can't hear you.
Yes.
We want to have world peace. Well, I already said, every morning if all the people in this United States and all the people around the world are doing one thing only, which is write that statement down to tell the universe that today is going to be my peaceful day. Just only one simple thing. That is how we support this mission. That is how you walk with the venerable monks to bring world peace. Yet we're still not doing it. That is sad. So, will we start this tomorrow? Today? Okay. I will see if we have enough pens and paper inside. Well, for right now we don't have. Let us think in our mind. But right now, I know a lot of us are at peace right now. But wait for the moment when you have to rush out this gate, that gate, to go home. That is when you test yourself. That is when you can see that you have peace or not. Okay? Because you'll be stuck in the traffic and people are pushing back and forth, trying to get the peace bracelet. That is when you can see your mind, how it reacts.
Wow.
Something that is very simple, but it's very important. But if you don't pay attention to it, you won't be able to see it. So please, be mindful on every little thing we do. Every little thing.
There is a profound difference between being near the light and actually seeing the light. We live in a time of tremendous spiritual hunger, a time when the collective heart of our society aches for something gentler, kinder, and more stable than the chaotic news cycle we wake up to every morning. It is this hunger that draws us to movements like the Walk for Peace, to meditation retreats, and to the presence of wise teachers. We show up in droves, filling halls and lining streets, driven by a sincere wish to witness goodness. But as we stand there, caught up in the excitement of the crowd and the sheer spectacle of holiness, we often fall into a subtle but dangerous trap. We mistake the atmosphere of peace for the realization of peace. We mistake our proximity to the path for the act of walking it. This is the great spiritual illusion of our age, the belief that if we simply stand close enough to the fire, we will become the flame. But peace is not a spectator sport. It is not an event we attend, a ticket we buy, or a moment we applaud. The wisdom of the ages, echoed so poignantly by Venerable Bhikkhu Panikkara, reminds us that we can stand shoulder to shoulder with a saint and still be spiritually lost in the wilderness. There is an ancient story, one that cuts through our modern complacency, about a man who loved the Buddha deeply. This man was a shadow to the teacher. Wherever the Buddha walked, he walked. When the Buddha sat, he sat. He spent his days in silent adoration, gazing at the enlightened one with eyes full of love and respect. It sounds like a beautiful devotion, the kind of loyalty we might praise. Yet, when this man finally asked, "How close am I to you?" the Buddha's answer was shattering. "You are 1,000 miles away from me." This is a hard truth to swallow. It challenges our assumption that showing up is enough. The Buddha's point was that physical nearness means nothing if the heart is distant. To gaze at the teacher without practicing the teaching is to look at a prescription without taking the medicine. We remain sick while admiring the doctor. The venerable monk reminds us that if we are suffering, if our minds are agitated, fearful, or angry, we are miles away from peace, even if we are sitting in the front row of the temple. The true measure of closeness is not physical distance, it is internal resonance. Those who practice compassion, those who actively work to liberate themselves from their own mental knots, are sitting right next to the Buddha, even if they are physically located on the other side of the planet. This distance is exacerbated today by a tool that the Buddha never had to contend with, but one that fits perfectly into his analysis of distraction: the smartphone. In a moment of humorous but piercing insight, the Venerable asks us if we brought our lovers with us. We might glance around, confused, until we realize he is speaking of the device in our pocket. For many of us, the phone has become a primary relationship, an intimate partner that commands our attention more faithfully than any human being. We touch it first thing in the morning and last thing at night. When we attend a peace walk or a spiritual talk, our first instinct is often to pull out this lover to record the moment. We frame the monks on our screens, snapping photos to post on social media, hoping for likes, hoping to go viral, hoping to show the world that we were there. But in doing so, we are no longer there. We have placed a glass barrier between ourselves and reality. We are busy curating the image of a spiritual life rather than living a spiritual moment. The obsession with capturing the content of peace steals the asterisk experience of peace. We become archivists of our own lives, frantically documenting a reality we haven't actually tasted. If we come out to a peace walk just to create a video that boosts our follower count, we are wasting our time. We are trading the gold of the present moment for the copper of digital validation. The irony is palpable. We use these devices to connect, yet they often serve as the very mechanism of our disconnection. We broadcast a signal of peace to our online networks while our own internal network is jammed with anxiety and the craving for attention. This waste of time is not a trivial matter. It is a tragic misunderstanding of the value of human life. We often live with the subconscious assumption that we have forever to get our act together. We think we can dabble in mindfulness today and get serious about it later. But the traditional teachings offer a sobering perspective on probability and mortality. The Venerable uses the stark analogy of a cow to illustrate the rarity of our situation. Imagine the two horns of a cow compared to the millions of hairs on its body. The horns represent the exceedingly rare chance of being born as a human being, with the consciousness and capacity to choose goodness. The hairs represent the infinite multitude of beings trapped in lower states of suffering, realms of instinct, hunger, and confusion where self-awareness is dim. To possess a human mind is to have won a cosmic lottery. We have the unique ability to reflect, to change, and to interrupt the cycle of our own suffering. Yet, we squander this rare opportunity on trivialities. We spend this precious currency of time chasing external validation or numbing ourselves with distractions. We suffer, we die, and if we haven't learned how to manage our minds, we risk falling back into the cycle of confusion, repeating the same mistakes lifetime after lifetime. This isn't meant to scare us, but to wake us up. It is a call to self-love. As the Venerable says, nobody in this world would love you more than yourself. True self-love isn't a spa day or a treat, it is the rigorous, compassionate determination to stop wasting your life. It is the realization that we deserve better than a life of constant stress and reaction. We deserve peace, but we have to claim it. This claiming of peace requires a frightening level of integrity, a realignment of our words and our actions. It is easy to speak about peace. It is easy to share inspirational quotes, to tell others to be kind, or to hold court on the philosophy of non-violence. But if our private lives don't match our public pronouncements, we create a dissonance that rots the soul. There is a cautionary tale of a scholar monk who knew all the texts. He memorized the sutras, he taught the masses, and he was renowned for his eloquence. Yet, he didn't practice what he preached. He intellectualized the Dharma without embodying it. The story goes that he was reborn as a magnificent golden fish, beautiful to look at, just as his words were beautiful to hear. But whenever this golden fish opened its mouth, a terrible stench repelled every other creature in the ocean. The metaphor is visceral and clear. We can look the part. We can dress in the clothes of the spiritual seeker. We can use the soft voice of the yoga teacher. We can have the golden appearance of someone who has it all figured out. But if our actions are contradictory, if we preach love but gossip maliciously, if we post about peace but rage at our family, then our mouths stink. The vibration we put out into the world repels peace rather than attracting it. We must be very careful about what we spread. In the age of the internet, misinformation and anger travel at the speed of light. If we use our platforms to spread division while pretending to stand for unity, we are the ones who will eventually suffer the consequences of that hypocrisy. It is far better to know one simple truth and live it fully than to memorize 1,000 truths and ignore them all. So, how do we close the gap? How do we move from the 1,000-mile distance of the spectator to the intimacy of the practitioner? The answer lies in radical simplicity. We tend to overcomplicate spirituality. We think it requires hours of chanting, expensive retreats, or complex visualizations. But the Venerable offers a tool so simple that our sophisticated minds might immediately reject it. The instruction is this: take a piece of paper and a pen, and write down a single sentence. Asterisk. Today is going to be my peaceful day. That's it. 5 minutes in the morning. A declaration of intent. It sounds too easy, doesn't it? And yet, if we are honest, we will find a dozen excuses not to do it. We are too busy. We forgot. It feels silly. We don't believe it will work. This resistance is the ego fighting for its survival. The ego loves drama, complexity, and the narrative of the struggle. It hates the quiet authority of a simple intention. But writing this statement is a way of commanding the universe and our own subconscious. It sets the frequency for the day. It is a promise we make to ourselves before the chaos of the world intervenes. If we cannot spare 5 minutes to set a direction for our lives, how can we expect to navigate the storms that will inevitably come? We say we want world peace, but we refuse to commit to 5 minutes of personal peace. World peace is not a treaty signed by nations. It is the aggregate of billions of individual minds deciding, one by one, to be peaceful. If we can't do the small thing, the big thing will remain a fantasy. This practice of intention must then bleed into the physical reality of our movements. Mindfulness is not just a mental game, it is a physical anchoring. Whether we are walking in a pilgrimage or walking from the car to the office, we are always moving. Usually, we move while our minds are somewhere else, replaying an argument from yesterday or worrying about a meeting tomorrow. We are rarely in our feet. We drive our cars on autopilot, arriving at our destination with no memory of the journey. This is the sleepwalking state that defines modern existence. To wake up, we must learn to do one thing at a time. The mind is a serial processor. It cannot truly multitask. If we are listening, we should just listen. If we are walking, we should just walk. There is a profound dignity in this singleness of purpose. When we walk with mindfulness, we aren't walking to get somewhere. We are walking to be here. We pay attention to the breath, that fragile, rhythmic thread that ties us to life. We feel the contact of the foot with the earth. We stop treating the present moment as an obstacle to get past and start treating it as the destination itself. This isn't about enjoying the scenery in a hedonistic way. It's about enjoying the fact that we are breathing, that we are conscious, that we are alive. Ultimately, the true test of all this, the listening, the intention setting, the mindful walking, does not happen inside the meditation hall. It happens at the gate. It is easy to be peaceful when we are surrounded by incense, soft music, and smiling monks. The energy of the group carries us. But the Venerable warns us, wait until the event is over. Wait until we have to rush out the gate to go home. Wait until we are stuck in the inevitable traffic jam, surrounded by other tired, impatient people. This is the exam. When the cars are gridlocked and someone cuts us off, or when the crowd starts pushing and shoving to get a free souvenir, peace bracelet. Watch the mind. In that moment of friction, where is the peace? If the serenity evaporates the moment things don't go our way, then it wasn't real peace, it was just a temporary mood. The traffic jam is not a distraction from our spiritual life, it is our spiritual life. The person delaying us is our guru. The frustration rising in our chest is the bell of mindfulness inviting us back to the work. We have a choice every single day. We can continue to be the admirer of the Buddha, standing 1,000 miles away, clutching our phones and our theories, waiting for the world to change. Or we can put the phone in our pocket, pick up a pen, write down our intention, and take one conscious breath. We can decide that the walk for peace doesn't end when we reach the finish line. It begins when we walk out the door and face the noise of the world with a quiet, steady heart. Let us not wait for tomorrow. Let us not wait for a better time. We have wasted enough time already. Today, right now, is the only day we have to be peaceful.